Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to do issue number 9 of NOCTERRA by Image Comics, made by Scott Snyder, Tony S. Daniel, and Marcelo Maiolo, I believe. And, let's dive right in, and we're just going to skip a couple of pages. And of course, we see a black page with, okay, we have more than the last time, but still black pages with this is, yeah. Okay. And, so yeah, they are heroes, quote unquote. There's a reason why I'm doing that, but because I'm gonna come back to a little bit later to that. Anyway, so they are getting attacked by these shades and darklings and whatever you call it, and so this cook guy with the octopus thing on his head says to Piper. Says, "What's your call, Hawkmoon?" Hawkmoon, and probably that means that they're gonna eat Hawkmoon for dinner. So they are, trying to defend themselves, and we see a lot of also in the last issue that Piper and this guy, I believe they like each other. They have a thing for each other, and there's a lot of interaction with each other, and that's okay. But also not, and I'm going to explain why. So Blackfoot Bills, he has been tied up because he made a deal with the rest of the Sundog convoy. Piper hates him because he killed someone dear to her. He murdered her grandfather and lots of other people. So all these monsters are coming from left and right, and then Valerie, who's the leader, I guess, says, all right, hit him with the brights. And then the brother of Valerie wants to do it, but he's getting some kind of an attack. Piper comes in and pushes the button, and, all these creatures are flash fried and are dead. So, yeah, they are having something to eat. And then we have some lighthearted dialogue. Okay, but Piper is, she's a very moody girl. And to be honest, I never liked Piper. She's always moody, she's always cranky, she's always whining and rebellious and defiant. And, I get that. When somebody kills someone you hold dear and then you're feeling depressive. But at some point, things need to become a little bit different. If you have, let's say, 20 pages of mopey teenagers around, I mean, who wouldn't go crazy, right? And then, so Blacktop Bill with Valerie are talking strategy to what to do next. And Blacktop says, you need to go to the place Luna, because Luna is some kind of giant sphere-esque construct or outpost. He's made there, and as they are speaking now, there are still being people turned into nocturnes because he's a nocturne. He says, but then Valerie says, "Okay, nice to tell us, Bill, but not only are we headed to a heavily guarded fortress near the water where megas are sure to live, but we also have to plenty of Little Moonsong's asshole coming after us." And he says, "I imagine they're all trained killers." And Blacktop says, "Yeah, that's right. It seems that the ones that are turned, that are, cruel, monstrous, hardened, criminal people, they say only the worst of the worst. And it seems that Blacktop has a rivalry with one of them, and one other bastard that he thinks that was on the food chain or on the top of the food chain is called also Bill, but then the others call him William. So yeah, let's make it more confusing to have two Bills, but then one of the Bills is not really Bill, so they call him William. Does that make sense? No. Anyway, so they were thrown into a pit. He kicked his ass, and it seems that He says, I ripped off his manhood, made him eat some, grounded the rest into the floor with my foot, so he couldn't put it back. Yeah. Anyway, he doesn't like it much. That made me chuckle. So right off the bat, Blacktop Bill is easily the best thing of this whole comic. Why? Because he's the most interesting piece of shit in this whole book. He has motivation. He is vague. He has an interesting background. He can do stuff. Well, Valerie here, he is on every fucking cover, who is supposed to be the main protagonist, and she probably is. She's barely doing anything in the comic from the last past issues because, well, she is now part of the convoy, right? So we go switching to all of these other characters, and they quote unquote steal the spotlight. And I don't mind that there's other characters, right? But I still don't know the significance of her being a leader or an important person, because yeah, she's good with weapons, but and that's it. And she's a brother that has been almost turned into a nocturne creature, and he has a connection with the blackness and the darkness, etc. But that's it. I mean, Valerie still doesn't give me a persona that I think, oh well, that's a compelling one. Oh, I need to know more. Or no, she's actually pretty boring, and that's a big problem, and that's one of the biggest problems that I have with this book. The book looks gorgeous. The premise is really good. I mean, the world is in total darkness. They have to flip the light switch again, and there is where Piper comes into play, because he is now, how do you say, memorizing the equation for turning that switch. So they need to go to the Luna. They have to put the equation in some kind of a apparatus or whatever they have to put it in, and then the world will be quote unquote normal again. I mean, that's the plan. But Piper still here being pissed off at Blacktop Bill, as you can see here, and then she's being moping, and then okay, we have the whole boyfriend angle. Why is this important? Why is this? Why this? I mean, this was also in the last issue. This creature, I want to say, this person gets a lot of screen time. I know more about Piper than about Valerie, and she's the main star of the show, which is ridiculous. And I don't even like Piper. But then, so we're switching. So they are using the convoy, or driving in the, going from place to place. And Piper is in the Blacktop Bill's car, and so her and her, I call him boyfriend, but they don't actually have something, but probably will in the future, or there's something gonna happen to him, because I have the feeling that's the case. So there's a big explosion out of nowhere. So there are landmines, but it seems that the plating on the side of the trucks are holding, and Blacktop is a little bit panicking. He says, it's William, let me out, I'll help you. Well, so he's not really panicking. So William is here, also known as Bill 2. And so they're getting chased, let's leave it at that. I'm sorry, I still have COVID. I have sometimes trouble to formulating exactly what I wanted to say. And but then Blacktop Bill says, well, let's read what William has to say. Well, it's not much. There aren't enough guns in the big PM to save your fuckers from me. And Bill, I know you can hear me in there. The things I'm going to do to you. And then Bill says, their vehicles aren't reinforced. It won't work, because they try to shoot it, but it's not working. But he says, but I have something in my truck that will. So he says to Piper, hey Piper, there's a button next to you. She says, shut the fuck up. And then so the William and his companions are having harpoons, and those are battery killers. So we know what's going to happen when they hit. And that's exactly what's going to happen. So they're getting drained, and then Blacktop says again, Piper, the button. He says no, and then Piper, it's Valerie, do it. So yeah, she's a snotty brat. I mean, yeah, fuck this kid. Oh man, kids. So the back is going to open, and there is human shades coming out, and they are attacking. William and his buddies. They're ripping the vehicles apart, and then so one of these, I believe Piper, says, "What? Those are human shades? He had human shades in his fucking trunk, but they are so little. Why are they so little?" She said, "They are little because they are kids." Do you hear me, everyone? Val, he had shades. He had shaded out kids in his trunk this whole time. He's a fucking monster. See, I think what you're all trying to say is, thank you. So they escape the mob, and skipping one of the last pages. So Bill is now entering the chamber, or resting place of Piper, and he wants to talk with her. And she says, you don't know shit about me, asshole, because he talked about the way that they are. Yeah, she's familiar, and she knows him. He knows her very well. He says, well, that's just it, Bailey. But she's called Piper, right? So what I try to explain, in the last couple of issues, they are hell-bent on calling themselves something different, like call signs. I'm not sure why they're doing that. Maybe that's a trucker convoy thing, that they have nicknames, or maybe there are pronouns. I don't know, but it seems that she's now Bailey and she's calling her Piper, or vice versa. I don't care, because it's confusing, it's annoying, it's tiresome, and fuck these writers with this stupid stuff in here the whole time. So he says, but that's it, Bailey. I know you're back to front. You're the kind who thinks this place, the big PM, is making us better people in the end, and that's where all carry these. In the end, and that we all carry these values forward. But I'll tell you this, people are only good to each other because it's how you survive. You have to be good to remain in an outpost. Being kind, being good, it's Darwinism. But as soon as we bring back the light, and he kills a dark creature, he says, what new world on this other side of this? It'll be worse than it was before the darkness, I promise you that. And anyone who doesn't think so has no fucking place here. There, we're even. Now, go on. You can put me back in chains on. You can put me back on chains. You can put me... Jesus, you can put the chains back on it if it makes you feel better. I'm sorry. I'm all over the place again. But, all fine and dandy. I think I'm gonna stop with the series. I got only issue 10 left. And that's a shame. I really wanted to like this comic, but I'm not invested in these characters at all. Piper is annoying. Valerie is just a side character in her own book. And then we have all these annoying other characters that has too much screen time, and that is not I don't know, it's just, I want to say something, but I'm not going to say it. So, yeah, I'm going to stop, I think, before I go into a rant again. And that's not what I want. I don't want to turn every video into a rant. So, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.